And if you look at my moveset, it's really me picking people up and throwing them.
Like I don't cosplay, like I take this shit very seriously.
And what do you think it's like the fundamentals and psychology of wrestling as a big man?
If you're a good wrestler, you can blend it and mesh with whoever you're wrestling.
You thought you would get a lot of maybe opportunities or bookings because of your size?
A lot of promoters don't know how to book a big man. And that's why like I get so fired up when people that don't know try to tell me what wrestling is. You just don't come from it, so you don't get it. So I have to repackage it in a way that makes sense to you.
A lot of people value NWA more than you realize.
Good leadership is like the component to building a great business. Exit has helped me a lot because like EC3 loved it.
Wrestling's the foundation, but I want to do more movies and act.
What do you have to say about the people who mention your forehead size? Ringville episode, Pretty Boy Smooth. Yo, what's up everyone? How you doing? My name is Kevin Herrera Sanchez, KHS, and welcome to another episode of Ringville. Today I have the absolute pleasure of sitting down with somebody who's wrestled for NWA, ETU, GCW, Exodius Pro Wrestling, Emerge Wrestling, Battleclub Pro, Absolute Intense Wrestling, and many, many more. He is number 283 on the 2025 PWI 500. He is 1/3 of the Killionaires. He is 6'9", 265 pounds, the most dominant giant in professional wrestling, the Urban Playboy. Pretty Boy Smooth, how you doing?
I like this guy. I appreciate that. Like that made me feel like, you know, recognized for everything I've been doing. I appreciate that.
Oh,
man.
Of course, I have to. Like,
that was a great intro.
Thank you very much. It's like, how can I not? You know, it's like.
Some people don't get it, you know. I'm not a very braggadocious kind of guy with my stuff. I just post and keep going. So, you know, I appreciate that.
No, for sure, absolutely. Yeah. And you've been called the most dominant giant in professional wrestling. What do you think is the most important elements of wrestling as a big man?
Just being a big man, if I'm being quite frank.
Okay.
So I'll tell you how that really came about. So a few years ago, I did a seminar with Sammy Callahan. And like the people that did well were allowed to train at like a school, Dayton or whatever. So I drove up there and we're working and training us up. And he told me that too many big men are focused on being like good wrestlers for like the internet as opposed to just being a great big man. And it's more like everyone has a role in what we do. You know what I mean? So like it's like if you play a video game, like you have certain characters that have certain attributes or whatnot. Right. So my thing is I don't care about like a Meltzer rating or any of that stuff. Like I want to be the most dominant giant because I am a giant. Like I'm really 6'9", I'm really a beast, and like that's like I can't do what they do, but they can't do what I do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I loved watching the Lakers when Shaq was there. Like you can say Shaq can't make free throws, you can say he can't do this and do that, but what can he do? He's the best at what he does. Right. He dominated every time.
He was just pushing and shoving everyone.
Stucking on people. And he made you look like little boys. You know, I'm in the ring, I throw grown men around like little boys. So like, that's really where that came from. Just being authentic to who I am and just being the best I can be at that.
And what do you think it's like the fundamentals and psychology of wrestling as a big man?
It depends on what type of big man you are, because I think there's a lot of nuance to it nowadays. You know, not everyone
is the Big Show or built like the Great Khali. You know what I mean? Like some of us are like big dudes that are athletic to a certain standpoint or had like different attributes with what they can do. So for instance, I have a 6'10" wingspan,
which is why
crazy.
Yeah, so like I have a moveset that fits my wingspan. So like if you've ever seen someone try to dive on me and I've done their head on the ropes, it's because I can just literally put my arms up there and do it. So it's just using what you add to your advantage, I would say, towards it.
And do you ever think of like movement in terms of timing to where it's like some people say, oh, as a big man, you can't move too quick or too fast because then it kind of breaks the illusion?
It depends. Like, for me, like, I'm not going to win a foot race with Bougie, but I care more about being explosive. Like, somebody, like, to me, a Brock Lesnar is explosive. You know, he may not, and I don't know, maybe he could. He may not do, like, a marathon sprint or whatever, but in those quick instances when he needs to move, he needs to get to a certain place or explode on somebody, he can. So, like, I train in a way that does that for me. Like I do agility trainings. It's like like the ladder that the football players use, like box jumps and jump rope and stuff like that. So just being explosive at the points I need to be explosive is what I focus on.
Do you ever, or has it ever happened to where you thought you would get a lot of maybe opportunities or bookings because of your size?
Yes and no. And the reason I say that is because the indies aren't made for big men, especially in today's indies right now, because a lot of promoters don't know how to book big men. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's like, I can't just bring you in here to lose to this guy 5 different times or like these types of scrambles or whatever, because then like your aura is gone. You don't have a presence about yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I've ran into that issue a lot. So what I try to do is bring more to the table than just being a big guy, because I know that'll get me in the door, but like, can you work? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you bring else to the table? So for me, it's like, I stay in shape. I market and brand myself properly. I have no problem grabbing a mic and cutting promos. I promote each and every show that I'm on, like it's like the most important thing, whether it is or isn't. You know what I mean? So it's all about how you like present yourself. And also for me, like I can grab a casual audience, and like that's the main selling factor for me. Like you don't have to be like a super indie fan. Like you're just in the elevator, like this woman's looking at the belt, but you know she's looking at me because I'm 6'9". You know what I mean? So it's like that happens often. Like if I do like a Comic-Con or like a fair show, or if I'm at the airport, I get stopped. So it's like you want guys like that that can actually sell tickets for you.
Absolutely. When it comes to being more in the ring, right? Like how does your style of match change depending on your opponent?
No, because I make people have my match. And like that's kind of how I branded things. And that's what I love with working with Expect the Unexpected Wrestling, and Struggles sees a guy like me and sees the potential. He puts me in positions where it's like, what happens if I put him in the ring with like a super indie guy that does all this kind of stuff? So it's like, if you're a good wrestler, you can blend it and mesh with whoever you're wrestling. Like that's like a lost art that people don't like realize or have a concept of. So my whole thing is like having a style that blends with everything else is like the key factor. And I've always prided myself on being able to do that in those situations. And
you bring up ETU, Expect the Unexpected Wrestling. You blessed us with the title, the Atlantic Tag Team Champion. And you are 1/3 of the Killionaires. Yes. And you're Tag Team Champion with Jay Bougie, the King of New York, who previously we had on the show as well. One of the main brandings for like a show at ETU is it's Killionaire country, right? What can you talk to me about like the Killionaires, how they came to be, and also just like their like footprint and the status of the Killionaires in wrestling?
Yeah, so we kind of all knew of each other to a certain degree. I'm not familiar with Bougie's relationship with Ken, but I mean, like he was in New York at the time, so I'm sure they ran into each other more often than I ran into tonight. But it's just like, it's authentic chemistry, you know, like it's like the New York gritty energy, like the hustler in us and stuff, and like we all play into who we are. And it's a group that like we bring each other up as opposed to, well, this guy's the star, then these guys are a supporting cast, and we all shine in our own way. So I feel we've been able to elevate each other. I feel like it's a great concept what we built, and like we kind of just give each other the freedom to like be who they are, you know. So I think that's what works best for us, and we'll cultivate into where we are now.
Right. First ever champions at ETU tag team, which is crazy. That's such a flex. Like the first ever, like your name
this is my second time being the first ever, but you know.
Flex, another one. You just dropping them. You won the titles in a one-night tournament. What was it like creating a moveset that you thought would take you to those finals and take you to the championship with Jay Bougie?
Well, the thing with me is a lot of my moveset is either stuff I can do to everybody or with everybody or whatever.
And like with Bougie being like, no disrespect, but smaller than me. You know? Like,
well, I mean, like a lot of people, 90% of people are just smaller than you.
Yeah, and then, well, here's another thing. Like, I'm former tag team champs at AIW with Swaggle.
Jay Bougie is not your shortest tag team partner.
No, so like I have perspective of using, you know, tag partners as weapons. Yeah. I use my opponents as weapons. So it's like meshing like what he does with what I do was just very like easy. Like honestly.
And then is there any sort of like control in terms of like, because when Bougie was on the show, he said you're good at controlling him in sense of his anger. Like you kind of like, you're like, yo, but you're also at times just kind of pushing him a little bit like, yo, they said you're...
Yeah, it goes back and forth. So the thing is, like, I've been wrestling for, I'd say 10 years. I've only been doing matches for 9, but I've been training for 10, like I've been around the business.
Gotcha.
And I travel everywhere. Like I've trained in Cleveland and Buffalo and St. Louis, like all these different places. So like my knowledge and experience from like the way I came up with and like the veterans I was around, like I absorb all that like a sponge. So like I can see if Bougie's about to put himself in like a black hole, and I'm like, bro, like relax, like, this ain't the one. But then there are times when you need that. Like a lot of people that are trailblazers are bold and abrasive, and that's exactly what he is. And like you need that. So we kind of help balance each other out. And sometimes he brings that out of me and has to tell me to chill. So, you know, like we make it work. We got each other's back.
There you go. As a tag team should. There's no other way.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it true that Bougie gets mad at you for playing video games on easy?
All right. So let me explain this, man. Life is hard. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
We got bills to pay, all types of shit going on. Why do I want to buy something that's supposed to give me like pleasure and like a break, a vacation, that I have to go really hard and like figure out puzzles and keep dying? It's like, it doesn't logically make sense to me. So no, I'm not going to play whatever first, I don't even like Call of Duty.
Okay.
Because we live in first person. I want to see my character. It doesn't make sense. So no, I'm not playing this on Xbox. Like I'll tell you a story. I bought Hogwarts Legacy, right?
Ooh.
And like you obviously go to school the game and like you learn spells and whatever.
Yeah.
Tell me if this makes sense. I learned a spell to pick locks. I use the spell to pick the lock, but then it brings up a mini game that you have to figure out to like do the lock after putting the spell in. I returned that shit.
Yeah, what's the point of the spell?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's how I don't got time for that.
Okay.
Like I was playing 2K one time and like LeBron missed a layup. Returned that shit, bro. Like he don't miss layups. Like what are we doing here? Like so no, I just don't have the patience for it. It doesn't logically make sense to me. So I'm not doing it.
Right. So you play more for the peace of mind.
Yeah, bro. I like storylines. I like a good hack and slash. You know,
Okay.
Devil May Cry, whatever. He always want to play like Call of Duty. You know, throwing Diddy parties on that game. Whatever the kids be doing, like I'm cool.
It's Xbox servers, just a clan party, just you know.
And I'm a PlayStation guy. Like I got like the buttons tattooed.
Oh shit, that's fire.
So like,
Does Bougie know this?
oh, we argue about this all the time.
time?
And Sugar Dunkerton, he gets on me about the same shit. And it's like, bro, like, and he got games from like Atari, but you know, we don't leave that alone. I'm gonna let him go today.
Okay. Yeah, because I know those Call of Duty games, they get you tight. Like,
yeah, like why do I want to be mad? Like I just like something today didn't piss me off, and I want to go home and be mad at the game and break my control. Nah.
You talked about you trained in various places.
Yes.
And you have also, like I was looking at Cage Match, and you have various trainers listed as well.
Yeah, I know nothing about Cage Match.
Oh, word?
I know nothing about that.
All right, well.
But I'm listening. Yeah.
I'll let you know what's listed, and you can tell me if it's wrong or right.
You never know.
Right? So it says you have trained with Aaron Graven.
Yes.
Right? You've been trained by Blade from AEW.
Yeah, Pepper Parks. Yeah.
Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae from the WWE as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, are there more?
Yeah, Elgin trained me a little bit in St. Louis. And then like I would travel around doing like a lot of different seminars. Okay. Like I've done like Chris Hero, Ashley, Sonny Callahan, straight few WWE guys are there. I even attribute John Davis is like a trainer for me at one point, because like when we wrestled at GCW, he took a liking to me and we stayed in contact. So I always sent him matches and get feedback, as he was teaching me how to work like a big guy. Because that was the problem I ran into. I didn't run into a lot of people that understood how to wrestle like a big man. So, you know, like, because
most of the trainers we listed are like fairly cruiserweight. So, like, I had to kind of learn on the go with some of that stuff. And then I also, and Bill Collins, somebody that's helped me a lot too. And then also I had people I go to for specific things. So like Ethan Page was someone that I relied heavily on with like
branding and marketing. I observed how he would do things.
Yeah.
And he's actually the person that coined the Urban Playboy for me. Like that's how I had to like landing on that moniker over the past stuff.
So shout out to Ethan Page for that.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mention EC3 now is who I train with at Exodus Pro.
Right. What are some of the questions that you kind of like ask to maybe not like in ring like advice, but just like overall business?
I think there's a level of like, you train to be a wrestler. You think you train to like, the intermediate level is very like more psychology, like rare play stuff or whatever. And then you want to be a star. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm at that point now where I can work with NWA, I want to be a star for them. So like my conversations now with like Aaron Stevens are about like my insurance or the type of gear I'm wearing to make sure that it reflects off like the lighting that they have in this arena.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like knowing when to talk to a producer or have a conversation with the cameraman so they know where to be for like what spot and stuff. So like now I'm studying like Ricky Starks because he always knows how to find cameras. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like a whole different level of like nuance of things I'm learning at this point.
Okay.
And like between Aaron Stevens and EC3, I'm learning a lot of those things now. I'm sure Dean's helping me at that as well.
All right. So it's like then like how do you then like kind of put that into play as you're like outside performing in the ring? Because not only you have to worry about the other person, you got to worry about the crowd, and now you also have to pay attention to the cameras. Like it can be pretty overwhelming at times.
It is. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And that's why like I get so fired up when people that I don't know trying to tell me what wrestling is, how hard it is.
Yeah.
It's making like you have no clue what this what goes into being really exceptionally good at this.
Like they heard one time that people know who's winning, and they read.
Like
they
ask me about breakaway chairs. Like what? I wish there were breakaway chairs. Like that shit hurts. Like,
yeah, no, some of those chair shots be sounding deadly.
they are deadly. Yeah, like
Like I think you have a scar on your back, right?
Yeah, I don't want to mess up set up the guy on the camera.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
It's disgusting. And that was from One Light 2.
One light two.
Yeah, it's 2 scars right down the back. Like I'll find a video. It's disgusting. So like
shout out to deathmatch wrestlers. I respect it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, no, it's like
And that wasn't even a deathmatch. Like I just can't. Like that's not for me.
yeah, that's one of those like well, sometimes I like to watch it, but
yeah, but they have a fan base.
Yeah,
It's
for
legit.
sure.
So like you know what I'm saying? Like they have, and I feel like a lot of people have the mindset of if I don't understand this, this doesn't count.
yeah.
And like I've never been that kind of person. Like I'm very like focused on like what I like and what I'm doing. And like if what you're doing works for you, then do that. It doesn't affect my life, so I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that.
That's just me.
That's fair. It's very open-minded. Just
Yeah, you gotta be.
yeah. Because it's like there's different pockets and niches of wrestling, and it's like not everybody likes everything, and that's fine. Well, you brought up NWA. You're rocking the shorts right now too.
I'm always branding and marketing, baby.
There you go. Yo, what is it like to be like on the roster for NWA? Which is like, is it the longest running company in history? Like,
yeah, and it's interesting because I'm still learning some of this stuff about like going back and watching matches with like Ric Flair and Steamboat and like how and they were selling out places and like you know what I mean. I guess for me, I've always been a person that I gravitate towards the tribe that wants me.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? Like obviously, like we all think, like, oh, we want to wrestle for WWE or AEW or whatever.
Yeah.
And like that's cool, like that's nice. But there's also like 5 or 6 television companies out there. And for me, like I want to go where I'm wanted and where like they have stuff for me and where I can build and like help bring this thing to be bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
And NWA sees something in me, especially with EC3, who obviously helped me get there, sees things in me. So I just want to put my best foot forward and do the best I can for the brand.
Yeah.
And I also feel like once you work for like one of the television companies, you're now in the network and all of them to it because they all see each other. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody's watching everything.
Exactly. So you never know like what one thing is going to lead to or who you're going to meet or whatever. But like my focus right now is doing the best I can at NWA and see where it takes me.
Yeah. And it's like having experienced wrestling on TV.
Yeah.
Very different than just wrestling for a crowd.
Yes.
So it's like that puts you in like in a group that not many are in.
Yeah, and I'm very appreciative of that. Like I don't feed into whatever tribalism is on the internet. Like, we're here all because we love professional wrestling, and I want everyone that's good enough that wants to make money doing this to do that. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean?
No, I feel you.
Yeah. So.
You mentioned the first ever, and you were the first ever NWA Midwest champion as
Absolutely.
well. Like, that's like 2 first evers is crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
Like,
and they were back to back. Like, this was I won this like probably the month after I lost that one.
right, yeah, because you lost it earlier this January.
Yeah.
And you were champion for over 250 days, the Midwest tech.
Yeah, I
right?
think it was like 252 or something like
I
that.
believe so.
Yeah.
And is it true that you won it in a fatal 4-way in a match that you weren't supposed to be a part of?
No, I wasn't supposed to be in it at all. What happened was Dante Casanova got hurt.
Okay.
And then I had to win a gauntlet match earlier that night to get into the match. So, you know.
All right, so that must have been like a roller coaster of a day for you. Like,
It is, but like,
I feel like I've built myself to be ready for these kind of situations. Like before I had that championship, I was the champion at Rise Wrestling out in Uniontown, PA, which at the time, like, not a lot of people know about or whatever. But I wanted to like help that place grow and build. So like I took that belt and defended it in Vegas and those JTG. I was consistently putting out content and like making it like build, like, because a lot of people win belts and they just want to like hold it, take pictures, but it's like the man makes the title, but not the other way around in most cases until like you get a title that's already been made. Right. So like I've been in a position to like make a championship mean something.
okay.
So when I got put in that match, like had to do what I had to do, I'm like, I'm already thinking like, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna elevate it. I'm gonna make Exodus Pro like what I can with the help of everyone on that roster. You have an amazing talent roster. You have EC3, you have Eric Stevens in the back. There's so much knowledge there. You have Noah, who's one of the owners and bookers, who's like a beast with content and creating graphics. Yes. He's always thinking, like, it's insane about, like, so everyone's bought into this. Right. So it's like, this is just my opportunity, so I'm about to take it and run with it. So I got hyped. I was ready for it.
You were ready, yeah. And it's like, you had, if I'm correct, 19 title defenses.
I wonder if I had more than that. Probably around there or something like that. It might have been that.
Yeah, so that's what, on average, maybe like 1-2 title defenses.
Yeah, I was going everywhere. Like the next week, I believe I defended it in Pittsburgh against Gannon Jones Jr.
Yeah.
And he's like 6'5" and a beast. And he's part of a tag team. He's good. Like, that was a crazy match. And then I remember I was going to like Michigan, I went to Canada. I was just bouncing around everywhere I could.
And it's like, what does that do to like your psyche? To be like, hey, look, I'm taking this. They trusted me.
Yeah.
And then I'm taking it everywhere.
Well, it was a few things I learned during that title run. So one, a lot of people value NWA more than you realize.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of respect and prestige there. Yeah. And the other thing was like the spotlight's on me now. So it's like, all right, what am I gonna do with this? How am I gonna like take what is already great and try to take it to that next level? We set the standard so that whoever wins this after me knows what they need to do. Right? You know, being like I think good leadership is like the component to building a great business and whatnot. So when you have a guy like EC3 who's a leader for Exodus, like you got to be in shape. You know you got to be on point. You know you got to be fundamentally sound. You know you got to buy into what we're doing. You know you got to put the business before yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was trying to follow his leadership and set those same components, because around that same time, he still had the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and he was going everywhere, out the country, like Japan and Italy. He was almost going to go to Uganda. So yeah, so it's like we're trying to be like that, you know. So
yeah, and it's like now you are wrestling with him.
Yeah.
You're tag teaming with him. You're in the Holy Grail with EC3 and Pastor CeeLo. Yeah. It's like who are two just like in their right, just incredible minds in wrestling. Like, what are some of those things that you are taking away from just like being around them?
What I really take away from them is learning how to, I don't want to say be a chameleon, but like adjust to your situations. So it's like having a persona and a character that you can put in multiple different rooms and it adapts. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the Urban Playboy is still the Urban Playboy, whether I'm with the Killionaires, whether I'm by myself, or whether I'm with the Holy Grail. Okay. And to me, like that's what creates like star power, you know? Because I feel like characters or whatever will like live and die at a certain stage.
Yeah.
But it's like having personalities, having layers and growth and depth to who you are is what makes something long lasting. So you can like reinvent the wheel so many different times.
So it's just like being put in those different situations. And then there are things I'll learn at TV that I bring to the Killionaires. So it's like, it's...
You're just kind of passing on the knowledge that you pick up on.
Yeah, like Bougie wanted new gear and like I picked out the red ones. And
which are super clean, by the way.
yeah, so it's like we bounce ideas off each other all the time. It's just like a network of knowledge that I have that I'm very thankful and grateful for.
You keep on doing these things that are just like, maybe someone who is not fully familiar with wrestling, it's like they might not know the weight of it, but like you competed in the Crockett Cup this year, and it's like you made it to the semifinals, and it's like that's not like something that everybody gets to do.
No, and it was at the ECW arena.
Which is another like little historical.
And that's the thing, like I didn't grow up in this, you know what I mean? Like I watched wrestling from like the Attitude Era, and then I got a little older and I got into like girls and basketball or whatever. So
you
and then
fell off, right? For a little
yeah,
bit?
and I found my way back during my college years. So like when I'm like finding out about this stuff, some of it's still new to me and it's cool.
Right.
So like I'm like, damn, like I'm really here. Like I'm about to go enjoy this.
What brought you back to wrestling?
I want to say I was just kind of going through like a weird like depression phase, and I don't even like using that word honestly, because some people like you just go through emotions, whatever.
Yeah.
But I was never.
So I played college basketball and I love basketball for what it did for me.
Okay.
But I can never go to sleep visualizing myself in an NBA jersey. You know what I mean? Like, I was the kid that like, if I'm getting like treatment, like ice and stim on my knee in like the training room, I have cartoons on the televisions or like wrestling or something that like I'm into to take my mind away from this. Like it was like, I've always like enjoyed it. So like, as I'm away from home, I'm in college, I'm thinking like, let me go find some stuff that I used to like as a kid.
Okay.
So like, it kind of brought me back to it in that aspect.
You start training in 2015. How was then the thought process of like picking a school or picking like a training camp?
It all happened pretty quickly. So around that time, I was in grad school, and I was dealing with like some personal issues with like a girl or whatever. Like we were breaking up, you know, whatever, you know,
like
sucker
that.
shit.
Right.
So anyway, I was the head supervisor at our like rec center, and one of the girls that worked for me knew like I enjoyed wrestling because at that point I would have like little pay-per-view parties in like my dorm room or whatever, and she's like, hey, like my friend is dating a local wrestler out here. His name is Big League John McChesney, and he was actually really big in the early 2000s and whatnot. And I didn't know anything about this because I didn't know about indie wrestling. And then she goes, he's wrestling Matt Hardy in Erie. Like, do you want to go? And I'm like, well, shit, yeah, I want to go.
That's Matt Hardy.
Yeah. So like, I go, like I meet him. He's really cool, welcoming, and like people are just like in there looking at me because like I'm
6'9". They thinking I'm wrestling, and I'm just sitting there watching the show.
And then what happened was I kept going. Like I would even go if they didn't like invite me. I would just go because like I enjoyed watching it. At one point, my roommate's girlfriend came with me to a show, and like we weren't like on like some this isn't me Dirty Mac. Like we're just all like cool or whatever.
A Friends thing.
Yes. And she's just like looking at them. She's looking at me. I'm like, what? And she's like, why don't you do this? And she's like, you love it. Like you're in shape. You look better than some of these guys. Like, so I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I started thinking about it. So I didn't want to like disrespect the business or whatever because like I didn't. Again, I'm in my early 20s. Like I'm sure these people have been doing this forever. So one night I get drunk and I text John like, hey, like, what do you think about me like learning how to ref? Like I would love to do something like that.
Refereeing.
Yeah, and he immediately was just like, no. He's like, you need to like try out. Like, so pretty much what happened was from then on, like as soon as I finished grad school, like I started working out more. Like I went right into like wrestling training from there.
So in another world, you're a referee.
Yeah. In
A
another world,
6'9" referee is crazy.
in another world, I'm a referee.
So then you're training, like how long until you have your first match?
I trained for about a year, and then I became a heavy for J-Rock and Matt Roby, and we were like the new age of Cleveland Mafia, because his guy was Shane Taylor, like they were like a stable like back in the day and stuff. So it was pretty cool how I debuted. Like I was doing security for a while, And then they had like this tag match that they're like about to lose, and they're wrestling Shane Douglas and somebody else. And then I just pick up a trash can and just smoke Shane Douglas with the trash can. And that was like how I like debuted, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's an impactful debut.
Yeah, and Shane Douglas is a big name, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it all comes like full circle. Like I still may have the video on my Instagram somewhere.
When do you then start like gradually feeling more comfortable in the ring? As like, is there maybe a certain match or a certain moment, or is it just over time?
I would say fairly recent, like a couple of years ago maybe, because my problem was I suffered from trying to be a perfectionist, and I would ask so many different people for feedback to the point that I kind of lost who I was and didn't know how I wanted to present.
Yeah.
And also I wasn't being authentic to myself and who I am. So like around that time, like Keith Lee and Dijak are blowing up. Freaking crazy, tremendous talents, can do all like the moonsaults and all that kind of
Big
stuff.
guys too.
Yes. So my mind is thinking like, damn, like I have to wrestle like that if I want to get over. And then I would do shit like I would like walk the ropes like Taker, and I had like a little springboard elbow or whatever. But like it just wasn't hitting the same, obviously, you know. And then I went through like a phase of trying to be like
a shooter, like doing like submissions and stuff. And it's like I had martial arts experience, but it doesn't translate to what I was trying to do in the range.
Okay.
So honestly, what really happened is when COVID hit, it was kind of like a reset for me to kind of like reinvent the wheel with my character and whatnot. And that's when I had that conversation with Ethan Page. Okay. And we came with the Urban Playboy and stuff. And then I just decided to just lean fully into it.
Because like the character is essentially me from college, you know, like a ladies' man that was cool, that was always like fresh dress, like haircut, like clean.
Smooth talking.
Yeah, but like,
you know, I could fight if I needed to. I'm still in New York, right? So like I really just, you know, and they always say like that extension of yourself is what the best wrestling characters are in. So I just decided to lean into that, and I had already had.
People don't realize like PB Smooth wasn't like a wrestling name. Like that was my nickname. Like I had this tattoo when I was in college. Because like people would call me that because again of how I carried myself. Like my dad would make sure I have a haircut every week. I have nice clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like women felt comfortable around me. You know what I mean? So like I've always had that kind of vibe to me.
I just couldn't figure out how to make it the wrestler until later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you have that conversation with Ethan Page, like the Urban Playboy comes up. Like, what are then different elements of the character? Like, oh, I can do this with maybe gear. I can do this with the way I walk, or I can do this with.
So it slowly transitioned. I want to say what really happened was also something that I was noticing, where characters were like wrestling goes in waves, right? So it's not always going to be the same.
Right.
So around this time, I'm remembering characters are getting over. This is when like Warhorse is really buying into the Warhorse stuff. Like Alley Cat is being like Alley Cat, you know, like all that kind of stuff.
So I started really doing like Playboy shit. So like I had like an old like iPhone I had that had old text messages I've had with like conversations with women and stuff like that. So what I did was I kind of gimmicked them, and I started a trend of like
making skits where like I'm doing something and then my phone rings and then like this whole text thread and be like, Urban, this chick and whatnot. And it was funny and it was getting over, so I would start doing that like every week.
Okay.
And then I would add that in with like what I'm doing at Rise or like whatever
wrestling stuff I can put into it. And the problem I ran into is like a lot of promoters, well, some promoters weren't grasping the gimmick.
Yeah.
They were trying to give it a name of something else or whatever. Because you know, some of these people just don't come from that, so they don't get it. You know, like there's no difference from like Cameron doing something or whatever.
So it's just like some people got it, some people didn't, and some people didn't see me like as a champion because of that character.
Okay. Did they think it was like too much of like a partying kind of?
Yeah, because they're so used to hearing like the Playboy being like the overly flamboyant or like the calm cool.
Right.
And it's like, no, Shaft was a Playboy. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch BFF, Big Meech had Playboy attributes. So it's like, you just don't come from it, so you don't get it. So I have to repackage it in a way that makes sense to you. Right. And I find it very funny because like if you look at me, like I'm still intimidating. Yeah. So I can do whatever the hell I want. I don't care if I listen to Barney coming down the streets. Like I'll still get on the car and smack you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you really want to play this game, but like I just found different ways to like tweak stuff, whether it's like changing my music or like making my look more urban hip hop or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and I'd also say that Exit has helped me a lot because like EC3 loved it, Noah loved it.
Yeah.
And they just found different ways to get the character over before even worrying about wrestling.
Really?
They had an event where, and they paid me my full rate for this. Like I didn't wrestle.
Yeah.
I sat on a throne and got fed grapes by beautiful women who I actually know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a gimmick, but it's not. So like, so yeah, and like that shit got over real well. The crowd, some loved it, resonated with it, hated it, but you know, like it created like that's what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think a lot of promoters or wrestlers are taking the time to cultivate this kind of stuff, to like build new stars and really think about like what is the overall presentation. It's not just two guys in the ring. Like what story am I going to have commentary to actually get over instead of making jokes all the time? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like taking it seriously. Like, I'm a professional. Like I told you before, I walk around with business cards.
Right.
Like I really take pride in what I do and how I do it. So like being around people that do that has helped it grow even more.
Oh, absolutely. It's something where it just kind of lifts everyone up.
Yeah.
Because then you like you said, you gave me a business card right here.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, cool. I see you're an NWA, or I see you're multi-time champion. And
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
see, I was in movies. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like,
exactly.
And that's another thing too. So people were trying to like a lot of people liked the text thread or whatever, and then like promoters felt however they felt about it, some of them. But that ended up making me money because I got my first endorsement deal at the time with a beverage company that like they tailored toward like college kids and whatnot. It was like a protein alcohol. It was insane.
Protein alcohol is great, yeah.
But like what I was doing was I was making skits and we like drinking it or using that in some light to, you know, promote it. I even had matches where like I pretend I'm Popeye the Sailor Man, I would drink it and start going crazy. And they were paying me for it.
That's
And now I have an endorsement deal with Gaspari Nutrition. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting like my supplements and all that stuff, and then like I'm getting discount code for people. So it's like you gotta think outside of just the wrestling box. Like I've always looked at my career as like I want to be like The Rock or Batista. Like wrestling's the foundation, but I want to do more movies and acting. I want to have endorsement deals. I want to grow my scholarship. Like I want to like build this whole thing around that. Like that's the whole point of being like a real entrepreneur, a real hustler. So.
And that's like kind of then also just the being a superstar.
Yes, you want to be a star, exactly. You understand me, speaking my language.
Exactly. You talk about like you have a brand deal with a nutritious company. Like you're in incredible shape. What does your like regimen, like workout regimen and then like diet look like?
It's not fun. I mean, I don't look like, I'm very sports specific, right? So like when I'm in the gym lifting, I try to do exercises and things that tailor to how I wrestle. You know what I'm saying? So like I know like you have the people that are so gung-ho about, oh, you have to squat like your ass hitting your ankles or whatever.
And I'm like, bro, first of all, I'm 6'9". Maybe I can't physically do that. I don't know.
Your ankle's too low.
Yes, but when have you ever seen me in the ring squat all the way down there to pick somebody? Like, no, like I do stuff that's more realistic to how I move, how I wrestle and stuff like that. And I'm still athletic. So
what I'm doing right now is I lift 6 days a week. I do cardio like 4 or 5 times a week. Once a month, I'll go to hot yoga or like a chiropractor. I get in the sauna like every day. I need to start taking ice baths again. I just mentally am not. Yeah, and then I get back with like stretching and stuff, but like just staying consistent with that. In terms of diet, I'm eating like 80 to 85% healthy. I need to get it more to like 90.
Okay.
I just love Chinese food.
Yo, who does? Like, how could you not?
And then the other thing is like there was a time where I looked like freaking like super like chiseled, shredded, whatever, but I was also 245. So I'm kind of like a tall string bean, as MJF said, because he called me that in like a promo. So obviously you wrestling guys and like, oh, well, I can throw him around. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to have a certain amount of size to fit what you're doing. You know what I mean? So like I don't think every wrestler needs to have like
crazy abs or whatever the case may be, but you do need to be in shape. You need to be athletic. You need to look like you can fight. You know, look at these UFC guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're out here to do something at the end of the day, so you have to look like you belong in the ring.
Yeah, I've never thought of it like that, where it's like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would go for the abs.
Yeah.
But then you kind of do limit that, like, maybe it's more of a mental thing that people's perception change.
Well, I'll say this, and there's nothing wrong with like having abs and like that being the superstar look, but you have to have show muscles instead of just go muscles. So for perspective, I had a WWE trial in 2017.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of bodybuilders and fitness influencers in there. Some of them were throwing up doing some of the drills, and I wasn't.
Because I trained to do these drills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's some guys that, because in reality, having abs, it shows that you have discipline to have a low body fat percentage.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean you're strong. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Like this, like my legs, my biceps, like the way I move, the way I, like, and if you look at my moveset, it's really me picking people up and throwing them. Like I don't have like help or whatever. Like there's no sandbagging with me. Like you're going.
Right.
And that comes from me being actually strong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I've always cared more about like the go muscles. And obviously like I am leaning out a little bit more for like TV aesthetic purposes. But at the foundation, you have to like really take care of yourself like an athlete. Like you can't just play wrestling. And like that's what turns me off by people, because it's like if you can't do the base level. It reminds me of, you ever seen Coach Carter?
No.
Okay. Well, it's like a basketball movie with Samuel L. Jackson playing this coach to like get this team to get their grades up and all this stuff. Right?
Okay.
And there was a quote he said. He was like, "I cannot teach you guys to play high-level basketball until your conditioning is at a level that allows me to do so." And he just made them run sprints.
Yeah.
But then later on in the movie, you see the other team was tired and they're not gassed and they can go. So it's like, this is common sense.
Yeah.
So I don't even have that conversation with people. You know, like I'm just like, whatever.
You're like, okay, cool. That's what you do. Like,
Yeah, like I don't cosplay. Like I take this shit very seriously. So
there you go. Wow. What do you have to say about the people who mention your forehead size?
it's funny. So this is the camera for like just me, right?
Yeah, that's just you.
All right. So first off, I'm gonna say it is not fun trolling me because 95% of the time I am not responding.
Like I'm not gonna argue with you.
Yeah.
Or tweet, oh, this person said this. I don't care.
Okay.
I really don't care. Like my life is like amazing. And I know why my forehead's big. I'm gonna tell you, right? So before I was born, I had a conversation with God.
Okay.
And God said, "Listen, you're about to be 6'9". You're about to be good looking. You're about to be intelligent. You're about to be jacked. You're about to have all these accolades.
Yeah.
The list goes on. You know, I don't want to talk about myself.
They're still listing them. You know?
Yeah. The list goes on. But the only thing I'm gonna do to keep you grounded is I'm gonna give you a forehead."
And then,
Like, then I asked him, well, I mean, still gonna like me? He said, yeah. Is it gonna stop me from doing anything I like in my life? No. Like, you know what? And I shook his hand. I said, you know what? Go for it. And I'm okay with that.
there you go.
And none of these dudes can fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can say what you want on the computer, but like, we know what this is. Like, you're upset. Like, you're upset that I'm living.
And it's one of those things, if you do respond, if you were to respond, they'll just be like, oh, my fault, I didn't think you respond.
Yeah, and then it's like their profile pic don't be them or their page is private. Like that shit is goofy. I don't even.
Yeah.
I can't care. I can't tell you how much I don't care.
Okay. That's fair. Well, man, what do you think are some of your proudest accomplishments in your career?
I'll definitely say using my platform to build a PB Provide scholarship, because like it's something that was tangible and has helped, like, you know, kids with like their tuition and things like that. So I'd say that's like the biggest thing right now, because at the end of the day, we're in the entertainment industry to like service people and stuff. And I know like legacy sounds like a very egotistical kind of thing, but I want to know that like while I'm on this earth, I'm still doing things that are like helping other people, and like I'm not just here for myself. So I would say that's big. I would say the Crockett Cup was really big for me, because I feel like that was like when I truly introduced myself in the ring with like NWA and like what I can do and stuff. And just taking a leap of faith to work for Exodus has changed my life in terms of my confidence and gaining brothers that like really will answer the phone at any point in time to help me through anything. You know, like I'm just trying to be present, enjoy what I got going on, and just be, you know, thankful. Yes, you never know. I go, it's not in my hands.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, man, thank you very much for taking the time and sitting down with me.
Hell yeah.
Truly appreciate it. Anything you'd like to plug to the cameras?
Go to prettyboysmooth.com. All my stuff is on there from my merch site. Get this link, Keep It Player shirt. I have a link to NWA on Roku, so you can watch me Tuesdays at 8 on the Roku Sports Channel or on demand. What else is on there? Wikipedia page. You can donate to my scholarship on there. There's other fun stuff. So prettyboysmooth.com has everything you need.
And you'll find that in the description below too. So there you go.
Sir.
Man, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Truly appreciate it. Until next time, everyone. We out.